Alright, well, it's absolutely pouring with rain. I'm soaked. Everything is soaked. I'm in a place called Ulsan. I've got an Airbnb, which is a lot cheaper than the motels and the hotels I've been staying in. It's a huge city, it looks like. It took me ages to get here from the train station by bus. Yeah, I'm starving. I'll show you the place. Well, I thought it was in the centre of the thriving metropolis, but it seems to be in the absolute middle of fucking nowhere. I will inform you when I actually find what I'm looking for. Hello, well, I am in the Airbnb, and as you can see, it is a self-contained apartment. It's got traditional Korean amenities, such as bed on floor and cross-legged table, as well as a drying rack outside, which is good because my stuff is wet. And I'm cooking up some noodles, which I had from my hike, but I never finished. So, noodles, it says beef, I don't think there's actually any beef in there. But I'm starving, so looking forward to it. These are not delicious, very plain. Quite disappointed. Well, hello from Ulsan. It is not quite a sunny day, but the sun is trying to peek its head out. I think it's a bit wet, but it's definitely going to be much better than yesterday. Going to get some food now, some breakfast, and I'll check out of my Airbnb about midday, well, maybe a bit earlier, and head down to the south coast. I'm going to go trekking in the islands. I'm excited for this. Basically what I wanted, trekking in the countryside but with amazing views. Obviously I got some of that in the roads, but hopefully I'll get even more of that, some really great stuff in the islands. Well, my sense of time is way off. It's 7 AM and I went to the Paris Baguette. Well, I didn't think about it being 7 AM, I just went to the Paris Baguette because it was morning and I thought I'd get some food. And of course they're not open yet. And she had no idea what I was saying, so I didn't know when they were open. Couldn't see a sign on the door to say when they were open. So, I guess I'm just gonna go back to my place for a bit. There I am. My living room is that one. It's my kitchen and my bathroom. Came in here when it was dark last night. This light kept on. It's like a motion sensitive thing. It goes off really quickly, so I didn't know what to do. And I was putting the number in and then pressing the bell, which I thought is what you're supposed to do. And then I realised you're supposed to press the bell and then put the number in. Okay. It said ring the bell. I pressed that and nothing happened. I was like, what the hell? Because I thought maybe it's like an apartment within an apartment, so I have to ring the bell to ask. But it's not. You've got this thing. And then I put the code in here. With any luck, it's green. Put it down. All right. Come on. You have to lift it up, put the code in, and then put it down really quickly. You have to like down, and then you can hear unlocking. But I'm not going to do that again. Jesus. What the fuck? I walked past loads of like building and general supply shops, for gardening and construction, all kinds of stuff. So I think Ulsan is sort of like the factory slash construction capital of Korea. Alright, well, I'm not having a very good day today. I'm really tired, and I'm feeling a bit bored, to be honest. I've gone town to town yesterday, so I spent, this is my third day in a town now, well, after arriving. That walk was really nice, then in the evening, and then yesterday and today, and I'm pretty sick of it. I much prefer being in the countryside or having a very healthy mix, not spending too much time in a town. So this is a bit too much like traveling I used to do when I was younger. That made me really bored. So I'm heading down to the coast now. I'm hoping, I've booked an Airbnb for 2 nights. I'm hoping that it's going to be sort of rural enough that I can just take my backpack and go camping. If not, then I've got the Airbnb. If it is, then the Airbnb is cheap enough that I can just not actually go to it and spend the time camping instead. So hopefully that'll be a nice way to end. Also, it was supposed to be sunny today, but it's not. But it is supposed to be tomorrow and the next day, my last 2 days. So hopefully it actually is. And the little islands are supposed to be really beautiful. So yeah, hopefully I have a good time. But yeah, just feeling a bit meh right now. Alright, well this is a bit more like it. But there was a bit of sun when I got off the bus. Still behind the clouds / mountains now, but things are looking up. Not so polluted around this side of the peninsula. It's a place called Yeosu. I'm probably completely butchering that, but I have no idea. Something like that. And I'm positive. I think those mountains tomorrow, maybe with a tent, will be fun. I love how basically every Korean has a little garden patch where they grow just a few bits and pieces. When I was on the bus on the way down, I saw quite an impressive thing, which was, it was in the centre of a town and it looked like a building had been pulled down and there was rubble still there, but somebody had gone up and put mud and manure on the top of the rubble and started growing stuff there. Who would do that anywhere else? It's this amazing mix between very western wealthy country and country where they all still sort of work their land a little bit. Not all of them, but like, it's quite impressive. Oh, this is nice. It's such a change of scenery from where I've been as well. You can see the little islands out there. Nice nice panoramic views when you're up on the hill. It's more like it. It's beautiful. I could live here. And it's a shame about all the factory work just over the hill back there, but I don't know whether it's just because I'm in a good mood, so maybe I look, you know, more approachable. But people seem really nice here. Like I was walking past a girls' school and there's a few of them saying hi to me, and a few old ladies smiling at me. But it's not that people weren't friendly other places, but it just feels nice. Case in point, I was just going down a little side street back there and this old lady with a dog, she was trying to speak to me. I think she wanted to know where I was from. She could barely understand each other, so we were able to communicate. I said England, but then she was saying English to me, and I feel like based on all my other conversations with Korean, she thinks I was an English teacher, I think. Well, this is my room. It's the most basic room I've had so far. You have traditional Korean step up, traditional Korean bed, place to hang stuff, a little TV, kettle which I have to put back, and a bathroom and toilet are somewhere over there that is shared by other rooms like this. Heated on the floor, and then a little view out. But I mean, for £14, it's pretty good. Can't complain. I think I'm gonna have a shower, get changed, and then go and get something to eat. That house up there is being used just to house the dogs. And this one essentially is still used. I think people may be a little bit poorer in these islands than in other places I've been. In other places you would have these slightly more modern houses and the sort of old style small houses with making a courtyard and 2 or 3 sides would be more or less not around anymore. There are definitely some much nicer houses here, but there's also some quite, that one down there, very small, old style, kind of run down. This is a nice area though. Makes me feel like I'd like to go for a walk like this in Greece or something. Little islands with mountains. Whatever that is, that's huge. I don't know if you can see it. Whoa! What are you, buddy? What the fuck are you? Wouldn't want you crawling on me at night. Making their presence known. Use of land that I've seen. Oh, there's goldfish in there. It's really pimped out the side of his house too. Lots of artwork. Paintings, sculptures. It's a video camera, an old style, and a TV. Some lots of little bits and pieces. God, he's really putting his personality out there. So I've been feeling really frustrated recently, being in towns, just the last few days, but feeling a lot more positive now. I didn't want to end on like a bad note, because I did have a really nice time, a really nice adventure on the Bake du Dagen, and then bits and pieces afterwards. I was really excited to get to a town. It was nice to like clean my stuff, have a wash. Then I went hiking again for another couple of days and had that little incident on the mountain where it was really cold, and it was good fun. And then because it was going to be cold again, and I didn't want, even colder actually, and I didn't want to camp out in even colder weather, and oh, this is nice. Really reminds me of the Mediterranean. Could easily be in Greece right now. This is the track up to the temple. I'm not usually that into temples, but I thought it looked like it'd be a nice walk, a bit more rural. But yeah, so I needed to come off the Beit Dudegan anyway, because I needed to go around a national park. You're not allowed in a national park at this time of year, at least in a Beit Dudegan trail we're not. And I needed my phone to be charged because I hadn't anticipated to be absolutely no sun for ages. So as I only had my phone for navigation, I really needed to charge them. And I also wanted to get a SIM so I could speak to people because I was getting kind of isolated. And I also didn't want to be in the mountains when it was cloudy all the time, because it was just really coming in on me. I could barely see in any direction. Unlike this, God, what a place to be. It's beautiful. And so I still could have had an adventure, you know. I could have stayed out in the rain. I could have just kept walking. I did actually go out in the rain because I was traveling between cities, so I got drenched anyway. But like, just after that night, the appeal of being out, getting soaking wet, and then having to camp in potentially minus figures was not appealing at all. And rather than doing the adventurous thing, I picked the comfortable route of going into towns and staying in hotels, which is absolutely lovely when you've been outside and having an adventure, and then you go back into a town and suddenly you have food everywhere, everything's warm and clean, and it's really nice. But then if you stay just an extra day or two like I did, I didn't come back straight back out walking. I went to another town whilst it was raining, and then spent yesterday mostly travelling to near here. It was a little bit too much, a little bit far from what the kind of trip I wanted to have. So today it's actually a nice day, and then tomorrow is supposed to be a nice day. And I didn't bring my bag out today, so I'm not going to be camping. I was in my in my room feeling lazy again. So do I really want to leave? I've already paid for it. It's just, you know, I can come back and be clean and charge my phone and all that kind of stuff. Although actually my phone has been charging because going around a solar panel which is working out. Oh, I think I'm at the temple already. That's quick. Yeah. So I didn't want to end on a bad note, and I don't feel like I am. I'm actually having a good time again. Being out in the sun and in the countryside is really refreshing for me. So even if I'm not going to camp, I think today and tomorrow are going to be great. Not as much of an adventure as being, you know, completely self-sufficient. I definitely felt a bit naked coming out today without my bag, just because, you know, oh, what if I got stuck somewhere? Couldn't just sleep there, you know, I wouldn't be warm enough, even in this weather. Oh well. Oh, look what we're coming up to. Okay, so this must be the parking spot for the temple, and okay, I saw a sign just there saying 300 meters to temple. That is nice. So I've got my little day bag as well. Got some water, some food. I did bring a couple of chlorine tablets just in case I couldn't find somewhere clean to, or somewhere to get water. I was just going to get it out of a stream and eat. Even though I don't have my filter with me, if you just put some chlorine in, it'll be fine. I've done that when I was in Borneo. I just took it straight out of the river, put, I think, chlorine in it. Yeah, nothing happens to you. It's just got loads of bits and creatures that are dead in it. Which, I mean, they won't kill you. The chemicals probably still aren't good for you even when you've got chlorine in it, but as long as you don't drink it for too long, I think you should be alright.